When we talk about some of the issues related to extensive reading, we need to look at the student-teacher relationship in extensive reading. Here, ER stands for extensive reading. What sort of relationship both teachers and students assume when they are doing extensive reading as part of language learning program? So let's have a look at this aspect. So first of all, the teacher can assume the role of modeling. By modeling, I mean the teacher, you as language teachers can show texts which you have already read and which you found interesting and which you can suggest to your students. So another way of doing it is just to reading aloud some parts of those texts which you found interesting. So it will help develop students interest regarding different texts. Okay. So another way is to encourage them read texts which they find interesting, which they think they are their favorites. No matter these texts are taken from graded readers, no matter these texts are taken or are of different genres or different topics. So what this strategy helps is it tends to send a strong message about the usefulness of extensive reading, about the significance of extensive reading for developing meaning-focused input. Okay. And in this regard, we as language teachers can keep track of various things. For example, we can monitor regularly how students are going in their extensive reading. By monitoring them, we can better understand who are shy students and who are proficient students. We can pair both shy and proficient so they can benefit while they are reading the same book actually. And we can encourage them to keep log of their reading activities just to check how they are going. And there can be weekly, monthly conferences actually to find out if there are any problems which they are experiencing or facing. So monitoring is a very important feature of extensive reading, and a lot comes from teachers actually, because that not only help them find out the problems but also discuss those issues. So monitoring shouldn't be seen as assessment, because assessing reading is a different thing, which we will discuss a bit later in the following modules. So just bear in mind as language teachers, when you become language teachers, that when we are modeling or monitoring extensive reading, we don't need to appear as judges or assessors, rather as peers or as colleagues of our students. So there can be some group activities which we can develop as language teachers. For example, we can have some group activities whereby we can support reading interest and proficiency. So as I said before, we can pair the proficient and well-able students together. So these should be before, during, and after extensive reading. I mean, these activities. So during these activities, we can discuss with our students what they are reading, how they are reading, and what are their problems, what are the issues. So the teacher-student relationship in extensive reading program is of very sensitive nature. Because by sensitive, I mean because teachers need to learn their roles of how to model themselves for students, how to keep track of their progress, or how to make them work in groups. And similarly, students also need to realize, we need to make them realize their roles in extensive reading program, what they can expect and what they shouldn't expect from their teachers.